Potato Head. He's not even Mr. Potato Head. He's the captain of the Potato Head Army. Brian Stelter, a total life loser. I'm convinced this guy's had all kinds of problems in his life. He looks like an emotionally disturbed guy. He's the kind of guy I keep far away from people. He's just a weirdo. Here's Brian Stelter, whose show was hilariously called Reliable Sources, yet was wrong about every single major media news story of our time surrounding Donald Trump. Here he is attacking you for pointing out that the commander-in-chief's not mentally all there. Check this out.
But Sinclair, they didn't do any original reporting. They didn't follow up. They didn't do any work. They didn't do any of their own work at all. They just ate it up, and then they regurgitated what the Wall Street Journal said. That's the worst form of so-called journalism out there. It's not really news at all. And that's my biggest complaint about this. Yeah. They said this could be an election decider, Joe Biden's age. Well, that's true if the media obsesses over it and ignores Trump's flaws. That will be true if the media puts its fists on the scale.
Now, there's this schism going on I haven't addressed in about a month. It's real, folks, on the left. Our job here is to tactically break down our political opponents so we understand in the art of political warfare how to outflank them and win. That's what we're here for, to win, right? We're not here for moral victories. That doesn't mean squat. We need votes. I'm a spreadsheet guy, and you are too. Some of them are figuring it out. Now, this is not a reflection of me celebrating anyone here. I want you to understand that. When I play these clips, like AOC coming up next, not to say, oh, AOC smart. AOC is the single dumbest member of Congress. She is. There's not even a close second. Dan Goldman. But Dan Goldman has nothing on AOC. However, there is one thing AOC, even really, really stupid people can typically do at least one thing well. AOC does social media well. She does. And she has a lot of followers, folks. It's just a fact. I'm a spreadsheets guy. You ignore it at your own peril. AOC understands that that is the new media market. People are getting their news from TikTok, Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, X, Truth, Rumble, YouTube. They're not getting it from the old school media. There is a growing portion of the Democrat Party. The only reason I bring this up is this tactical advantage we have where Brian Stelter, Nicole Wallace, and Mayorkas are still puzzled why nobody pays attention to them if they lie. It's going to change. Don't get caught blindsided. Here's AOC. She's sensing that if there's not a big change in the Democrat Party in terms of information exchange and getting out there like she does, that the party may be obsolete. Watch this.
It is really hard for a lot of, I think, Democrats to wrap their head around the current media environment that we are in. And there's still like this really big attachment to the idea that CNN, MSNBC, the op-ed, pages of the New York Times are where swing voters are and where everyday people are. And as we saw from the election, people who, if you ascribe to that kind of a media diet, you are overwhelmingly supporting Democrats. But there has for a very long, and this was actually part of what part of what I was trying to offer the party is also part of what I think had cut against me in this race, which is that there's this idea that having this, not among all Democrats, but I think among more of the old guard, that having that kind of resonance and responsiveness is gauche and lowbrow and unsophisticated.
There's a reason I played that. Yes, the woman is a moron. I understand that. Low aptitude, low achievement. She is an imbecile. I was told early on when I started my podcast in 2015, what she said at the end is absolutely accurate. The Democrats are 10 years late. But I was told even by Republicans, because I don't want you to think people in our party are above this either. They were like, a podcast? What are you, a dumb? Can't get a radio show? What kind of loser are you? I said, well, you're kind of a moron. Radio shows are great. I mean, I have one now and I love radio shows. The audience is really healthy. But, kids can go in the car and Bluetooth, and this is 10 years ago. I'm telling people about Apple CarPlay and Bluetooth. And there were people like, well, what the hell does that mean? I said, podcasts are the future. Yes. The Democrats are 10 years late, but they're catching up. Even Foreign Policy magazine, we're talking about an old guard outlet. They're talking about, in this thing, how the world of podcasts and social media programming, they can reach large and extremely loyal audiences. I mean, the reason I bring it up, it may sound a bit self-serving, but they're talking about how progressives don't have this robust menu of programs. Their words, you can read them right there.
Nope.
They have basically Pod Save America, and that's it. They know we have Rogan, Shapiro, Tucker, Matt Walsh, Dan Bongino, Steve Bannon, and others. They're going to catch up.
Hey, throw True Life
So
News
it's
in
time
there.
for us to do what? It is time for us to take what we have and now leverage up. Here's an old guard media guy, right? This Axios guy, Jim Vanderheim. Remember the one who exploded? You're not the media journalist. We got to go do our homework. If you did your homework, you would have known Joe Biden wasn't cognitively, mentally impaired. If you'd done your homework, you'd know the laptop was hunted. If you'd done your homework, you'd know collusion was a BS story. You didn't do your homework. Remember that? So this is the same guy, Jim Vanderheim, his post-meltdown. He knows that this right now is X, the home for video, is Rumble.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, this whole thing is changing. I'm telling you, get on that train or it's going to run you over. It's coming. Check this out.
We have never been here before. And Jim Vandehei, you've got new reporting out this morning for Axios about the government funding fight and how it captures the power and flaws of what you call the new information ecosystem, which is, in many ways, Elon Musk and X.
I mean, this is your future foretold. You might like it, you might hate it, but it is. Like, you now have Musk controlling the dominant organ of the Republican media industrial complex. There's nothing close.
They're freaking out because they can no longer control the narrative. Community notes on X has been one of the ultimate weapons because there's now a penalty for lying where you're embarrassed in real time. And they don't like that because they lie all the time. And one thing they don't want to be is embarrassed. Here's this liberal congressman, Richard Neal, on the House floor, totally freaking out. Your currency is your word. He's all upset that Elon and X exposed that disastrous CR bill and all the garbage in it. There was crap everywhere buried in that bill. And he knows going forward, these Democrats know going forward, they're not going to be able to do this anymore. That all of this stuff is going to get out right away. Your currency is your word, he says. You know, the Democrats were the ones who pulled that judge deal right after Trump got elected for liberal judges to retire. They're full of crap. Their word doesn't mean anything. These people are full of it. Check this out.
Your currency in this institution is your word. We reached an agreement. We came to modest achievements. And a tweet changed all of it?
Yes. It's not
Can you
called a
imagine
tweet,
what
though.
the next 2 years are going to be like if every time the Congress works its will and then there's a tweet? Or from an individual who has no official portfolio, who threatens members on the Republican side with a primary, and they succumb?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Sounds like exactly what we needed.